Hey, Subi friends. Hi. I'm prepping for tomorrow's What's Up Wednesday Live. We're going to be making some confetti soap. So I thought before I graded everything up, I'd tell you what colors we have in here. This awesome purple here is my anti-alkanet. This is an old end piece from the 1-year anniversary soap that has some awesome Rainforest Chica colors in it with the blue is Ann George's indigo. This is another indigo sample. I don't remember. It looks like there's lots of indigo and more indigo. So it's like a bunch of different blues in here. Oh, this one. The tangerine color I got, that was intentional. It came out awesome. And yeah, this was a while ago. I don't remember. I think it's like Mataroot and Annatto. I'd have to go back and check my notes. Here is a faded green from, I do believe this is alfalfa. And then, of course, we have our awesome Himalayan rhubarb and Annatto gradient and kind of confetti soap turned confetti soap. This is, gosh, these are so old. This is an old bar of some alkanet. Oh, look, this was an old confetti soap too. That was a white soap base, I think 100% coconut oil with salted out indigo. I think I did that in the salting out tutorial. I have no idea. We made this one last week with our ghost swirl. And yeah, okay, I think that's everything we have in there. So real quick, this is how I shred the soap. I use my KitchenAid. And I actually have, I'm going to set it up, show you how I set it up. Okay, so this piece here is a grinder attachment to it, and you just unscrew this and pop it on. That's not a big deal. I normally use this attachment to grate things up, but I think I wanted my chunks chunkier, so I thought I'd do this one. And this is what you'd use to, like, I think do cucumbers. See, I don't use this for cooking really because I have a big knife. Okay, let me see if I can show you kind of inside here. Okay, you pop this in here. There's just a little hole in there that this sits into. And the cool thing about it is that will allow you to twist it on there. See, now it's attached. And you just pop it in there, and then there's a little lever over here, and that holds it in. See if I did that right. I think I did. It's hard explaining something that you just do. And down. It should be in there. Okay, let's see. And you turn on and see now it just turns. There you go. Okay, so you can also use a salad shooter. Let's see how well this goes. Some of these are kind of old. And I'm just pressing down on here. Oh, they're pretty chunky. Yeah, but see, I'm getting some bigger bits. Let's get that tangerine colored one. Sounds like it's gonna like die from the soap. It won't though. There we go. I'm gonna turn off for a minute just to make sure there's nothing up in there. Okay. Let's give this a little stir. Oh, it smells really good. Okay, I'm gonna do more of the pink. I think that's gonna look really pretty with lots more pink in it. So I'm just gonna shove a bunch of pink in there. And I think I'm even just gonna kind of crumble some of it up. I mean, it doesn't have to be all perfectly shredded. It's the fun of confetti soap. Just grab this and mix it on in there. Now, let me get another bowl so we can measure how much we have here. So I've got my phone like on this little neck strap thing that oh yeah, that's plenty, that my sister hooked me up with. And I think it's kind of cool because I can just like walk around and here you are and you're not all bouncy. I think this will be great with green. Okay, yay, we'll do green. I have a little bit more than I need in here, but just a smidge more. So yeah, I'm gonna go with it. We will have a little bit extra confetti in it, and I still have all of that to deal with. We will do another rebatch coming up with this.
Let's make some soap. We are going to make some confetti soap today. This is the confetti. We grated this up yesterday on a quick little impromptu live that I did. A big chunk in here, kind of breaking that up. Anyway, and I was asking what colors we should make it, the base color of our confetti soap, and Kathy said green, and make it green like a spring garden, because the world is beautiful right now with so much green and beautiful colorful flower tops. So I was like, yes, we need to do that. I am going to be using my go-to vegan palm-free recipe. That's over at soapyfriends.com. I did modify it a smidge for you so you could see how it reacts, and I replaced all of the olive oil with the sunflower seed oil. So yeah, you can do that. You need to make sure you're using high oleic sunflower seed oil. This is Rainforest Chica's beautiful green clay. And if you remember when we first demoed clays, because these are the only clays I will use, you notice we did some tests with them. They look a lot darker when they're wet. They look darker when wet, and that is okay. I think I have enough here. When I was measuring this out, I ended up with like 50 grams more confetti than I wanted to. But then when I was pouring the oils out for the base, I poured extra oils too. So I all did my lye calculations to correct that. So I have a little bit more soap than I anticipated I would be having. Let me grab our oils. But anyway, that's why I think I have enough clay. I am going to kind of wing it, and if I need to add more clay, I'm going to add more clay. So this is the base, and see how light it is because it does not have any olive oil in it. So I did, since this is going to be now super high oleic, I am adding extra water. So that also is going to mean I have a little bit extra batter. So it's okay. I have an extra little mold set over. Here's our essential oils. They smell pretty good. I did some whole wood, geranium, and some bergamot. It smells. It's all like citrusy and floral, and with like little undertones of just like nature. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with it. So we're popping that in there. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to pop the clay in now. It will kind of just separate because I slurred it up with all this. This is all the extra water. So it'll probably separate out from our oils until I add the sodium hydroxide, but we're doing that in a minute. So I'm just dumping everything in. Off we go. It should be a pretty quick and easy little, see, all those separation bubbles down there. It's like salad dressing. Let me put this away. And this is my 1:1 sodium hydroxide solution. Popping this in. Let's saponify some soap, my friends. There is a full tutorial over on soapyfriends.com that explains confetti soap, which, I mean, confetti soap, it really is just taking soap shreds, making soap, and then mixing it all together and popping it in the mold. I mean, in essence, that's it. What the tricky parts are is knowing how many shreds you can add, and how, because otherwise you're just going to with shreds with a little bit of fresh soap floating around, and it's going to fall apart. It'll be a mess. And the other tricky part is knowing how much to make new soap batter and shreds to fill your mold. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with a leftover soap and you're trying to use up leftover soap. So the tutorial, it's the cold process rebatching tutorial over at soapyfriends.com. it explains all of that in detail. It tells you how much soap you can, soap shreds you can add, and there's worksheets. So it's just a fill in the blank and pop out a calculator for plus minus multiplication. Off you go. So you don't have to worry about math. That is plenty thick. So we're past emulsion. I have a super light trace, and that is what I want here because I still need to mix all this in with the shreds. So it's going to get really thick because of the shreds. Also notice I put the stick blender away. Once you have gotten your emulsion and you add everything to your shreds or your shreds to your soap, you no longer want to stick blend because then you're going to start grating up all of your confetti. So this is the maximum shreds, is what I call it in the tutorial, the maximum amount of soap shreds you can add. And it's quite a bit, but let's get this kind of mixed up. And so it's quite a bit that you can add in, but any more than this, like I said, it's just not going to bind together, and you're going to have lumps of old soap with a little bit of new soap that just kind of falls apart on you and just will not work. I cannot wait to see this cured up because the clay, I mean, that looks kind of murky right now, but like I said, it's much lighter when it's dry and when the soap dries. So, oh, look, there's a little heart in there. I'm going to leave that floating in there. Didn't even realize that was in there. How fun. So I'm just mixing this around, making sure everything's really well coated. Okay, let's mold it. I did warm up my my oils a bit. I did not measure or with the thermometer. I didn't take their temperature. They were about 140 before we went live. So we'll say they were about 130. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Yay. Confetti soap. I'm gonna kind of just squish it in. I can get a little more in there. Now, I could just kind of heap it and have chunky top bars. Or I could pour some, yeah, I think I'm gonna pour it off into my other little sidekick mold. I'll put a little more in here though. There, simple as that. Super cool, right? Using up all of this leftover soap batter or soap shreds. Awesome. So these were all end cuts, some test colors. A couple of them were, gosh, over a year old, but soap is always soap. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are done. It took a whopping 10 minutes to say hi, to make our soap. Wow, we're done. Now, granted, I measured things out beforehand, but if you get your processes and procedures down, measuring things out is only going to take you like 5 minutes tops. So here we are, 15-minute soap. Ta-da! Okay, I'm going to cut the soap that we made. There's some soda ash on the top. That is okay. Remember I told you I did a little extra high water content. I was hoping there wouldn't be some soda ash because we did some color tests a couple weeks ago, and the ones with the clay did not have any ash. So I thought maybe clay might help prevent soda ash. I'd never explored that before, but I'm still going to play with it some more. However, I know for sure you can still get ash with clay. There's the sides with no ash. There's the top with some ash. I did not remember to insulate these, to C-pop them until a few hours after we made them. So that could have contributed to that ash. Anyway, we'll keep playing with that. So let's go ahead and cut this up. Oh, it's awesome. Check that out. Oh, how fun.
Oh, super fun. Love it. Yay. I love it when big chunks kind of pop in. I left a couple of those big chunks in there. Oh, so fun. All right, let's do another one. Look how pretty these are. I can't wait to see these once they cure up. The green, Chica's green, the first time I used it, I was like, it doesn't look too green. It looks more kind of like pale stone. But then we waited a few days and it just turned greener. It was fabulous. So I am expecting the same thing from these. Now it's not going to be like grass green. You'll need to blend colors for that. Oh, these are so cool. Kathy, thank you so much for recommending the green. I think it's perfect. Oh, these are really fun. Look at that. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me while we cut these soaps up. Have a fabulous weekend. And until next time, happy soaping.